Hi everyone, it's Nubian Sun, Ra, back with another video. And today my topic of discussion will be on communication, which is another version of frequency language to be exact. And I say this because frequency language can be verbal or nonverbal, and both are frequencies, and they are how we communicate. And I would just like to say, like, anyone who knows that ASL language, I think that's what it's called, like when the interpreters have to correlate language into their hands, and they make sign language. That is a frequency as well, because our hands make certain signals that send out certain frequencies. And when you're learning languages like Spanish or Latin or Japanese or something like that, all of it carries its own frequency depending on tone, depending on the sound that's the sound of the letter that is being spoken. It's all the little details. I say every time in my videos, it's the little things that I like to look at. And it's always a list of things, of little things. And before you get to the big ones. So whenever we are communicating with each other, we have different levels of communication in the spiritual realm, different levels of spiritual consciousness. And with that consciousness comes a communication, which is a frequency language. And this means that if you are on a certain level of consciousness, someone that is either, I would say, I don't want to say below, I would just say still working through and still developing their skills and, seasons, So that person that is at a season that's just sprouting like a flower would have a harder time catching the frequency language of someone who's already bearing fruit. And so it's important, they say, to always have an interpreter, someone who can break certain terminology and understanding into a simpler language or even a higher language. I mean, I don't know how, but there are those who will consider someone that is just sprouting as someone who's ignorant, and they will try to make it seem like you don't know what you're talking about. And I've seen this actually happen, not with spiritual frequency language, but just regular language. Like those who know all the big extravagant words, that's been to college, got masters and all of that, they will try to tell you that they don't understand what you're saying because you're using words that they supposedly do not understand. So it's all about frequency language, like once you are used to hearing a certain frequency language for an extended amount of time, sometimes we get complacent to, or it is a form of ignorance to any other frequency language. And sometimes we skip different frequency languages. So there's no possible way that two people from there, I can't say there's no possible way, but usually it's difficult to communicate with someone on a different frequency language than you. For example, if I was to speak to someone who says that there is no connection, that we are everything within ourselves, and I would have questions. I would want to know, how is it possible when there are certain things that occur outside of ourselves? And then they would say, we even create things outside of ourselves that is supernatural. We create that, and it's just a language that I wouldn't understand. And then that person would say, okay, well, this person is more religious because they feel that there is a higher power other than themselves. When at the end of the day, it's just two different concepts, and it's just telling one truth without the other. And to me, it's like two sides of a coin. So that's what creates debates, because of the miscommunication of the frequency that those two parties that I just demonstrated in an example, they're miscommunicating because we don't really understand the frequency of the language that is being spoken to us. And I feel like it's very important for us to explore and add on to our knowledge of frequency language. And I say that because a lot of times people watch the news, and the news is speaking on a certain frequency language that is very common. A lot of people watch the news and they understand what the news is saying from their perspective and on a certain frequency language. But someone who reads words very well will watch the news and just clearly understand something totally different. It's like we both heard the same things, but we understood it differently. That's understanding frequency language. And it's just words, basically. And so if the news would ever to say, like, they are separating certain parts of the town because it's some type of war, nuclear bomb or something, it could be anything. But it's just the simple fact that the government goes on the news and tell us what we should do during a crisis of something they're not even giving you the full scoop on. That's first of all. And we'll go do it because our understanding and what we know about the news and our connection, our feelings that we created towards the news would tell us, okay, well, we need to listen to it. But someone on a higher frequency language will actually get a different message from what was said. Next thing you know, the people that had a certain type of understanding about the frequency language that was said are preparing for something, and you won't know what it is if you are not curious, or if you just didn't really even know or realize that there was something else, a different frequency language, going on. For example, everybody, I feel like, can relate to this. How we could all be in a room, 5 people could be in a room, and there could be something happening. And if you're not tapped in, you're gonna miss it. You know, it could be so much stuff going around a person, and you would just never know unless you are tapped into the frequency in the room. You scan in the room. We do that for survival purposes. It's the same thing when it comes to reading frequency language. I feel like we be nosy about the wrong things. I'm just saying, you know. Or maybe this is just something that wasn't brought to our attention, you know. Let me not get carried away. But yeah, so if we do not understand certain frequency language, we will not catch certain information. And without important information, we are not able to make the right choices. We're not consciously making choices that are what we would have made if we would have known said information, you know. And I feel like that's important. So now, while I just said all that, I'm going to say exactly what you could do, what we could do together to fix that. And that is mental health, raising your vibrations, working with your chakras, working on your way of thinking, because that's the only way. That's the only way. And a lot of people might feel like it's difficult, and the process might be difficult, but it's all about taking the first initiative. And the first initiative is having interest, because interest drives us to pay attention, to learn, to look into things. And that's just something so simple. And we can do that. We can. And yeah, I just wanted to put that video out there. I feel like it was very important. I don't want to just come and like give the problems and what's going on and not give any solutions. I hope everyone is earthing, drinking your water, loving yourself, because self-love is the best love. And meditating, saying your affirmations. Maybe if we go around saying affirmations to others, they will ask, what's making you so happy lately? And if you share just a little bit of the simple things, and you find out who's genuinely wanting to learn or just see or hear about what you're doing, you know, it's important that we spread it like wildfire, this truth. Yeah, like telling everybody about their heart chakra, how important it is to love themselves. Not everybody is going to get the gist of it, but like I've always said in my videos, just one person is a difference. I don't count nobody out. You never know who that person is. We have to activate each other. Okay, everyone have a great night, morning, afternoon. Peace and love. Thanks for watching.